The Chicago Bulls made a decision today that they certainly regret. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin, joined by Donnie Freeman. Donnie, instant regret is always an interesting thing. The Chicago Bulls today decided to wish Josh Giddey a happy birthday. The problem, they left the comments on. Big mistake, right?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely have some experience with instant regret because that's the way I was feeling when I had the Chipotle the other day. It just tore me up. So TMI. I'm just. By the way, it was a joke. I haven't had Chipotle in forever. Hashtag not a sponsor. Let's go.
But they should be. I love Chipotle. But look at this. So Josh Giddey himself. So the Bulls wish a happy birthday to Josh Giddey, which teams do all the time for their players. And for some reason, I don't know why, Josh Giddey had to respond and say the comments got a little out of. Why did the Bulls not think? Why even leave the comments on? Here, I'm just going to show everybody. This is what happens when you leave the comments on a Josh Giddey post. This is.
Oh man, we got to stop and read some of these. We got to read some of these. We actually do.
Okay, we've got
because these are
P Giddey, Josh Giddey. What? This is why, if you're the Bulls, you had to know this was coming. You had to know. Why did you leave comments on for this? Why would you do this?
Giddey 3.0? What?
Oh no.
Giddey, you shouldn't have looked at the comments.
No, do not read the comments. He looked at the comments and then had to comment on the comments.
I'm surprised he even commented. That just makes it worse. Because you bring more attention to it, in my opinion. I hate all of you in the comments. People in the comments are doing too much. P. Giddey.
I like the guy in here, right here, that tags his friend and says, "Hey, you've got the same birthday." That's pretty good.
Crazy. That's definitely crazy. How many comments were there? Did you see? 15.
I mean, tons. I didn't even record all of them. There's tons and tons and tons of comments here. And for anybody who doesn't know what's going on, Josh Giddey was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with an underage girl. Now, he never faced any charges, anything like that. The girl's parents, based on the reports that are out there, declined to speak to the police or anything. So there was no evidence that he ever did anything wrong. So by no means has this man been declared guilty or been found guilty or anything like that. But once a story like that gets out, you know it's not going to go away, and people are going to continue to talk about it. So, I mean, why would the Bulls put this out there and not just turn off the comments? Or is it worse if they turn off the comments?
Yeah, I think it may. Okay, well, it can't be worse in that moment because people can't react to it. But you'd probably get some trending posts on Twitter or something like, "LOL, they turned off the comments" and things like that. But sure, it wouldn't be just a cesspool of like P. Giddeys over and over. So that's kind of crazy, just having him see all of that. So I don't really know if there's what the right thing to do is to just not post anything. How about that? Like that's just the right answer. Everyone does it, but I think with Josh, I don't know, man. The harsh reality is that this is gonna follow him for the rest of his career. Like it's not gonna go anywhere. Like he's gonna be called this, accused of this the entire time he plays the game of basketball, in my opinion. It just is what it is. Whether it was alleged or actual, I don't really know. I don't really have any comments on that, but that's just how it's going to be for him. So I don't know if he'll ever be able to post a Josh Giddey image on any platform from any account without just a bunch of these comments. Because you could find the same thing on a highlight clip of him from like Legion Hoops or something like that. That's all it's been for the last year ever since this stuff came out. So I don't know.
Well, and that's the unfortunate part of all this is, again, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And that's not what's happening here. I mean, I know he did not go to jail. He never faced any jail time, but given his career in the public eye as a professional basketball player, this is going to be following him forever. And that's the unfortunate, especially if he really did nothing wrong. And I don't know all of the details of the situation. I don't want to suggest that he is either guilty or innocent or anything like that. This never went to trial. And so we don't know all of the details of the situation, but obviously he was not found guilty There was no trial or anything like that. There were no charges against him, but this is still something that he's going to have to deal with. But if you're the Bulls organization, knowing all of this, there's like, it had to be the moment they posted that and the comments started coming in, they must have instantly gone, oh no, what have we done here to this young player?
Can you, if you're an organization, can you in good faith pull that image down when you started seeing those come in? Could you just have pulled it down? Like, just,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
no, doing this.
I think you could.
Or turn comments off. I don't post on IG too much, so I don't know if you could do that or not. But maybe you could do that at that point. I don't know.
And just pull the thing down and just say that's it.
Yeah. Or turn the comments off. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe you could leave it and just turn them off after the fact. Because I know you could do that, I believe, with Twitter. I don't know if you can with IG. I believe they were on there. So I don't know. But they didn't do anything is the point. So like they just kind of left it as it was, which again, unfortunate. I don't really, like I said, I don't really have any comments on his situation. I don't know enough about it. It is what it is. But I did want to ask you, in terms of him, just let's bring it back to our core here.
Sure.
The comments were hilarious. In terms of him, we've talked about the Bulls a couple of times. Is there any expectations you have for him specifically? Because as a basketball player, I think he could be kind of interesting with the ball in his hands a bit more. He's kind of a jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife, give you, 16, 5-5 type of player. I think with an increased load, he could be pretty interesting for this team this year. My only problem is that they got a lot of guys that want the ball in their hands. So that's my only concern. But maybe they saw something here with him. Maybe he could develop more into 26-6 or something like that. I think he's an interesting player just potentially for them, especially if he can, get a shot going and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bulls, they've got way too many guards that need the ball in their hand on that team. And Lonzo Ball being one of them. Obviously, he's coming back, but you've got so many guys. I mean, you've got Kobe White, you've got Ayo Dosunmu. They've got a bunch of players where they're at their best. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I said you're going to want to have Zach to have the ball in his hands just to showcase what he can do, so you could probably trade him in the middle of the season.
Absolutely. That's it too. So you've got all of these guys all need the basketball, and that's also kind of Josh Giddey's main superpower, right? Is that he can create and he can pass better than a lot of guys his size. Now the shot needs to come back around, but I do wonder if he's not going to be able to fully become the basketball player that he wants to be until the Bulls make some moves and you get Zach LaVine off the roster. Maybe somebody will trade for him at some point. You clear up some of the logjam at the guard spot. I mean, they still have Javon Carter, who I like a lot, but where does he even fit in this rotation? The Bulls just have too many guards. I like that the Bulls seem to be picking a direction that they're going to be going towards a rebuild and all that. They still have some pieces they need to move, but for the time being, you've got to get some of these guards out of the way if Josh Giddey is going to be able to do the things that you want him to do. And it could be you just say, hey, sorry, this is the guy for our future. We're going to give him the ball. You guys are going to have to take a back seat. But I mean, Kobe White is a really good player as well. And you can't exactly be splitting touches between Kobe White, Josh Giddey, and then trying to mix in Zach LaVine. And then, Lonzo's back. Okay, let's get him the basketball. You've got too many guys who need the ball to be at their best. That's the problem right now in Chicago. I think they're going to make some moves by the trade deadline, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they're going to try to ship out both Lonzo and LaVine if those guys are playing and looking good, especially in case of Lonzo. I think you could definitely do something there if he's healthy and looking good. But yeah, I was just wondering that because we haven't really talked much about him. Every time I see that trade is brought up, it's typically, why didn't they get a pick or anything like that from OKC, but they just took Giddey back. So to me, it seems like they're very high on what Giddey could potentially be. And like you said, his superpower is passing and creating, and you're not going to be able to see that unless they clear up the logjam back there, because there's even some other guards we didn't mention on the team. So it's kind of interesting to see how that all could pan out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing we do know for sure, it's if you're going to post something Josh Giddey related, just turn the comments off so that the young guy doesn't have to go in and see that stuff, especially on his birthday. But give us your thoughts in the comments down below. Did the Bulls do wrong here by Josh Giddey by leaving the comments on and letting people just go off in that section? Make sure you guys do subscribe right here to the Basketball Bulletin. Till next time, everybody. See ya and stay safe.